Chosen ones, listen carefully. This is no ordinary message, and this is no ordinary moment. What you are feeling right now is not imagination, not coincidence, not a passing thought that drifts through your mind. This is a message from God, arriving in perfect divine alignment, precisely because your soul is ready to hear it. The timing is no accident. The universe, in its quiet, unerring wisdom, has conspired to place this message in front of you at the exact moment your spirit is prepared for its truth. If you feel this resonance within you, comment 777 now. Recognize it. Honor it. Accept that you are being called. You are not here by accident. You are a chosen one of the few whose heart has felt the whispers of destiny and whose spirit has longed for awakening. For years, perhaps decades, you have sensed a life beyond the ordinary, a purpose beyond the mundane. You have felt the pull of something greater, something sacred, guiding you quietly from within. This is your spiritual awakening, and it begins the moment you recognize the signs and embrace them fully. The divine is calling you, urging you to step into your power, to stand in the light meant only for you, to claim the purpose you were born to fulfill. The world may not see you. Friends, family, even strangers may fail to understand the magnitude of your calling, but that does not diminish it. The divine calling within you is real. It is alive. It is relentless. This is a battle, not against flesh and blood, but against the inertia that keeps souls asleep, against the fear that binds hearts, against the doubt that whispers you are not enough. The war is real, and your light is necessary. The world needs the gifts only you can offer. The universe has waited for you to awaken fully, to rise, to claim your role as a chosen one. This is your moment to recognize your truth. Do not dismiss it. Do not shrink from it. Do not let the noise of the world drown the sacred voice within. You were called. You are chosen. The signs have been placed before you. The doors have been opened. And now it is your turn to step forward, to rise, to answer the call with courage, faith, and unwavering devotion. The message from God is not gentle because it is urgent. It is not a suggestion because it is imperative. Your soul has prepared for this exact moment. Circle back to the truth. This is a message from God. You are not imagining it. You are not mistaken. You were called. The war is real. Your light is necessary. Stand now in the awareness of who you truly are, and let this fire ignite your spirit. Allow it to awaken every corner of your heart, to strengthen every fiber of your being, to remind you that you are more than you have ever known. If this touched your soul, if your spirit knows its truth, comment 111. Because you know it, you were called. You are a chosen one, and the time has come to awaken fully. The divine calling. To understand the divine calling, you must first understand yourself. Not the surface you, not the version of you shaped by society, expectations, or fear. I am speaking to the deeper you, the one that has always sensed something different about your life, your sensitivity, your vision, your struggles, your resilience. The divine calling is not an idea or a fantasy. It is the quiet, persistent truth that follows you everywhere, reminding you that you are not here to simply exist. You are here to rise as a chosen one. When God places a calling on your soul, it does not feel like imagination. It feels like a quiet knowing, a heaviness in the heart, a pull that never goes away. It is the awareness that you were born to walk a path others cannot walk, to carry a light others cannot bear, to endure battles others would collapse under. Being a chosen one is not a title. It is a responsibility. It is a spiritual assignment written into the very fabric of your existence. A chosen one senses the divine calling long before they understand it. It shows up in childhood, in the moments when you felt out of place yet deeply connected to something unseen. It reveals itself in your intuition, your dreams, your empathy, your spiritual hunger. You feel things intensely. You notice what others overlook. You perceive beyond the physical. This is not coincidence. This is the early movement of the message from God. The divine speaks through every subtle sign, every shift in your atmosphere, every synchronicity that repeats itself until you can no longer ignore it. Numbers, dreams, sudden thoughts, unexpected encounters, these are not random. They are spiritual nudges guiding you toward the truth of who you are meant to become. The message from God does not always arrive in dramatic visions or thunderous declarations. More often, it arrives softly in the form of synchronicities that activate your awareness. You hear a phrase that mirrors your thoughts. You see a symbol at the exact moment you question your path. You receive confirmation just as doubt tries to take hold. The divine calling unfolds gently but precisely, shaping your steps long before you realize you are being led. And when your heart is ready, the message becomes louder, clearer, undeniable. That is what is happening to you now. Your spiritual awakening is not beginning, it has begun. You are living inside it. The emotional and spiritual state of a chosen one is unlike anything the ordinary world understands. You feel deeply, sometimes too deeply. You sense energies around you that others cannot detect. You are sensitive, not because you are weak, but because your soul is tuned to higher frequencies. Sensitivity is the compass of the chosen. Awareness is the shield. Discernment is the weapon. You have been crafted with these qualities because your purpose requires them. A chosen one is not born to blend in. They are born to break patterns, to shift timelines, to disrupt cycles, to carry divine light into places where darkness has grown comfortable. Spiritual awakening is the key that unlocks the divine calling. Without awakening, the signs go unnoticed, the guidance goes unused, and the purpose remains dormant. But once awakening begins, every experience becomes meaningful. Every pain becomes a lesson. Every delay becomes protection. Every coincidence becomes confirmation. The awakening strips away the illusions that once kept you small. It reveals the truth that God has been speaking to you all along, preparing you, shaping you, sharpening you for the mission ahead. Awakening does not make life easier, it makes life clearer. It gives you eyes to see and a spirit prepared to act. Throughout history, every chosen one has walked this same path. Moses did not know he was chosen until God called him from the burning bush. David did not see himself as a king until destiny placed a crown on his spirit, long before it touched his head. Esther did not realize her power until she stood in the moment she was born for. Even Jesus experienced rejection, isolation, misunderstanding, and spiritual trials before stepping into his divine assignment. The greatest chosen ones were never recognized at first. Their calling was revealed through tests, through spiritual stretching, through moments where faith was the only anchor they had. And just like them, your life has been hinting at your purpose long before you understood its magnitude. Now the question is simple. Are you ready? Are you ready to embrace the responsibility that comes with being a chosen one? Are you ready to rise into the identity that your spirit has carried since before you were born? The divine calling is not for the faint-hearted. It is not for those who seek comfort more than growth. It is for those willing to walk with God, willing to trust the unseen, willing to stand in truth, even when the world misunderstands them. The blessings are great, yes, but the responsibility is greater. Yet you would not have been called if you were not capable. You would not have been chosen if you were not prepared. Everything you have survived has been shaping you for this moment. You must understand this. The message from God is not accidental. It has reached you now because you have reached a point in your journey where truth can no longer be ignored. Circle back to the beginning. Feel the truth again. This is a message from God. You are not imagining it. You were called. The war is real. The spiritual battle is happening around you, and your light is necessary. This world needs what only you carry. Your awakening is not merely for you. It is for every life you will touch, every darkness you will expose, every chain you will break simply by being who you were designed to be. Stand in this truth with fire in your spirit. Let it strengthen you. Let it awaken you. Let it remind you of who you truly are. If this touched your soul, comment 111, because deep down you already know it. You were called. You are the chosen one. The urgent revelation. There comes a moment in every chosen one's journey when the divine calling is no longer gentle, no longer subtle, no longer something that can be pushed aside or ignored. This is that moment for you. What once felt like a whisper has now become an undeniable pull in your spirit. What once appeared as small coincidences has now formed into a pattern so unmistakable that you can feel it pressing against your soul. This is the shift from calling to urgency. This is the moment when the universe stops allowing you to delay, hesitate, or retreat. This is a message from God, and it comes with an urgent revelation you must hear right now. This message cannot be ignored because it carries consequences. Not punishments, but outcomes that naturally unfold when a chosen one rejects their own spiritual awakening. When you turn away from what God places inside you, you do not lose His love, but you lose time, you lose alignment. You lose openings that were crafted specifically for your destiny. The divine warning is simple. Ignoring the guidance that is meant for you will lead to missed opportunities, stagnation of your spirit, and the delaying of the abundance that was meant to reach you sooner. The universe cannot force alignment on you. It can only call you toward it. That is why this moment is sacred. It is urgent. It is not meant to scare you, but to awaken you to the truth of your path. The urgent revelation is this: God has already begun arranging pieces of your life in ways you cannot yet see. Doors are opening. Old cycles are ending. People are being removed, not to wound you, but to create space for what is coming. When a chosen one is about to step into a new spiritual timeline, the shift is often felt long before it is understood. You may feel restless, emotional, sensitive, or disconnected from your old self. This is not confusion, it is spiritual preparation. You are being repositioned. You are being refined. You are being guided into the version of yourself capable of carrying the divine calling with strength, devotion, and clarity. Ignoring this movement does not stop it. It only makes the journey heavier. When a chosen one resists their awakening, life becomes louder, harder, tighter. Patterns repeat. Lessons intensify. The same doors close over and over. This is not punishment, it is redirection. God will keep waking you up until you answer. Your destiny will follow you until you turn around and face it. This is the divine warning. Delaying your purpose delays your abundance. Delaying your path delays your peace. Delaying your calling delays the transformation you have prayed for. But recognizing the divine warning is only part of this revelation. You must also learn to see the signs of alignment and intervention happening around you every day. Divine guidance often shows up quietly at first. A repeated number that appears when you are deep in thought. A dream that feels too real to dismiss. an inner nudge telling you to move, speak, or pause. A sudden clarity that arrives out of nowhere. A conversation that answers a question you never voiced. These signs are not random. They are the language of the divine. They are the way God reaches into your daily life and redirects you without disturbing your free will. Signs of alignment grow stronger when you pay attention. Synchronicities multiply when you follow them. Opportunities appear when you are spiritually ready to receive them. Many chosen ones pray for miracles without realizing the miracle arrives first as instruction. The opportunity comes disguised as a decision. The blessing comes disguised as a step of obedience. The abundance comes disguised as a moment of faith. Spiritual readiness is what transforms guidance into manifestation. When you are aligned, your path becomes illuminated. When you are tuned into your awakening, clarity finds you easily. When you walk as a chosen one, opportunities that once felt impossible suddenly reveal themselves. Your task now is to move with intention. A chosen one can no longer live unconsciously, repeating old cycles out of habit or fear. You are called to move deliberately, to speak consciously, to choose with awareness. The divine calling does not ask you to be perfect. It asks you to be present. It asks you to trust. It asks you to act with faith even when you cannot see the full picture. God will never demand certainty from you. He asks only for willingness. And when you take one step toward Him, He aligns the path for 100 more. You must reflect deeply in this moment. Ask yourself, what have I been ignoring? What signs have I dismissed? What guidance have I postponed? What inner voice have I silenced out of fear or doubt? A chosen one cannot rise while clinging to their old identity. You must release what no longer aligns with your spirit. You must let go of what God has already closed. You must trust that the divine knows what you are capable of, even when you doubt yourself. I speak to you now with prophetic authority, but also with love. I am not here to frighten you or pressure you. I am here to awaken you. I am here to remind you of the truth you already feel vibrating in your soul. The urgency you feel is not anxiety, it is spiritual acceleration. The weight on your heart is not heaviness, it is divine preparation. The fire in your spirit is not random, it is the confirmation that your moment is now. Circle back to the truth that began this journey. This is a message from God. You are not imagining it. You were called. The war is real. The spiritual battle around your life has been intensifying because your purpose is elevating. Your light is necessary. The world needs what only you can carry, what only you can speak, what only you can embody. You are not small. You are not lost. You are not behind. You are awakening. Feel this fire now. Let it rise in your chest. Let it move through your spirit. Let it remind you of the truth you were born with. If this touched your soul, comment 111. Because deep down, you already know it. You were called. You are the chosen one. Embracing your spiritual awakening. There is a moment in every chosen one's journey when the awakening becomes unavoidable, when the inner shift rises so strongly that ignoring it becomes impossible. This part of your path is not about discovering something new, but about remembering what your soul has always known. To embrace your spiritual awakening fully is to return to the truth God placed within you long before your first breath. The message from God comes alive in you the moment you stop running from your own depth and begin to walk consciously toward your divine calling. Awakening is not a single moment. It is a continuous unfolding, a spiritual opening that expands every time you choose presence over distraction, truth over fear, obedience over doubt. One of the most powerful ways to awaken fully to your divine path is through meditation. Meditation is not about silence. It is about listening. It is the practice of tuning your awareness inward, quieting the noise of the world so you can finally hear the voice of the divine. When a chosen one sits in stillness, the soul speaks. Old wounds rise to be healed. Hidden insights reveal themselves. Confusion dissolves. You begin to distinguish between the voice of your ego and the voice of God. Meditation strengthens your spiritual discernment so you can walk with clarity instead of uncertainty. Through stillness, the message from God becomes clearer, louder, and more recognizable. Prayer is the second pillar of awakening. Prayer is your direct communication line to the divine. It is not just asking for blessings, it is aligning with your higher purpose. When you pray intentionally, you open a spiritual channel that allows guidance, comfort, and wisdom to flow into your life. Prayer grounds your energy, calms your fears, and strengthens your spirit. It reminds you that you are not walking this journey alone. You are supported, guided, and protected. As a chosen one, prayer is not optional. It is essential. It keeps your heart aligned with your divine calling and keeps your path illuminated even in seasons of darkness. Inner listening is another sacred tool of awakening. Many people hear themselves, but few truly listen. Inner listening means honoring the subtle nudges, the gentle pushes, the intuitive whispers that rise from within your spirit. It is recognizing that the message from God often arrives quietly through gut feelings, sudden knowing, emotional reactions, or a pull you cannot ignore. When you cultivate inner listening, you become attuned to divine intervention. You begin to understand the difference between what feels familiar and what feels guided. A chosen one learns early on that intuition is not random. It is divine communication. Discernment is one of the most powerful spiritual gifts you will develop in your awakening. Discernment is the ability to distinguish between ego-driven thoughts and divine guidance. The ego speaks in fear, urgency, and insecurity. Divine guidance speaks in calm clarity, even when the message challenges you. Ego screams, but God whispers. Ego wants to protect its identity, but God wants to transform your identity. Ego clings to the past, but divine guidance leads you to your future. When you learn discernment, you stop mistaking fear for intuition. You stop confusing comfort with alignment. You stop choosing what feels safe over what is spiritually right. As you embrace this awakening, you will notice a transformation taking place within you. Clarity begins to enter your mind in ways it never has before. The fog lifts, cycles break, patterns end. You begin to see your life with spiritual depth and emotional maturity. Purpose emerges from places that once felt empty. You no longer chase meaning, you become meaning. Conversations shift, connections deepen, old versions of yourself fall away. Peace becomes your natural state, not because life becomes easy, but because your spirit becomes strong. You begin preparing for abundance, not just financial abundance, but emotional abundance, spiritual abundance, relational abundance, and purposeful abundance. Awakening is not a loss, it is a gaining of everything your soul has been longing for. Every chosen one's journey is sacred and unique. Do not compare your awakening to anyone else's. Your path is tailored to your soul, your lessons, your strengths, your purpose. Some journeys involve solitude, others involve community. Some awaken through pain, others awaken through revelation. Some awaken slowly, others awaken like lightning. Your journey is not meant to look like anyone else's. It is meant to align with the message from God crafted specifically for you. Honor your uniqueness. Respect your pace. Celebrate your process. You are not late. You are not behind. You are rising exactly on time. To embrace your spiritual awakening fully, you must trust divine timing. God is never late. The divine calling unfolds precisely when your spirit is ready to carry it. You may feel the urgency, the pressure, the stirring in your chest. It is not meant to overwhelm you. It is meant to prepare you. Trust that every delay was protection. Trust that every redirection was alignment. Trust that every closed door was making space for the right one. When you walk as a chosen one, timing becomes part of your training. Patience becomes part of your power. Faith becomes part of your identity. Now is the time to act boldly in alignment with God's message. Do not shrink. Do not doubt. Do not turn back to what God has already removed from your life. You have reached a point where playing small is no longer an option. The message from God has reached you. Your spirit recognizes it. Your awakening confirms it. You were called to rise. You were chosen to carry light in a world drowning in confusion. Your presence is not accidental. Your sensitivity is not weakness. Your intuition is not fantasy. Every part of you was designed with divine intention. Circle back to the truth. At the heart of all this, this is a message from God. You are not imagining any of it. You are called. The war is real, and your light is necessary. You are the chosen one, and your awakening is the key to transforming not only your life, but the lives connected to your destiny. Let this truth burn in your spirit. Let it strengthen you. Let it remind you why you are here. If this touched your soul, comment 111. Because deep down, you already know it. You were called. Conclusion. Chosen one, breathe deeply as you arrive at this final moment, because nothing you have heard, nothing you have felt, and nothing that has awakened inside your spirit throughout this message was random. This is the moment where everything circles back to the beginning. This is where the truth becomes undeniable. This is where you remember with full spiritual awareness that you are the chosen one, and this message from God was meant specifically for you. You are not imagining the pull, the fire, the trembling recognition inside your soul. You were called. You have always been called. And now, in this precise season of your life, the timing of your spiritual awakening aligns perfectly with the divine calling that has been placed upon you since before you even understood your own purpose. You are standing in the doorway of a new chapter, one that has been divinely orchestrated with care, intention, and love. The message from God did not arrive early, and it did not arrive late. It arrived now, because now is when your spirit is strong enough to receive it, bold enough to accept it, and awakened enough to walk in it. You are no longer the version of yourself that doubted, feared, or second-guessed the quiet whispers of destiny. You have grown. You have evolved. You have survived what was designed to break you. And now you are being positioned to rise with clarity and spiritual authority. Understand this deeply. When God sends a message, it does not come to entertain your emotions. It comes to redirect your life. It comes to break illusions, to activate truth, to awaken the warrior within, the chosen one. Every moment of discomfort, every unexpected shift, every closed door, and every sudden revelation you experienced in recent days was part of the divine calling, preparing you for this exact awakening. You were being shaped in silence, refined in shadows, strengthened in struggle, and aligned for purpose, even when you felt lost or uncertain. This is why the timing of this message feels supernatural. This is why your heart recognizes the truth before your mind can explain it. This is why your spirit knows this message from God is real. Chosen one, the war around you is not imaginary. The spiritual battle has been active long before you realized you were a target, and long before you realized you were a vessel of divine light. Your presence disrupts darkness. Your growth threatens everything that was designed to keep you small. Your awakening signals the rising of a new force, a soul fully aware of its purpose and fully aligned with divine intention. And this is why God's message to you arrives with both tenderness and urgency. The time for hesitation has passed. The season of spiritual sleep has ended. You are needed. Now more than ever. You were not chosen randomly. You were chosen because your spirit carries a frequency of resilience, compassion, intuition, and divine power. You were chosen because you survived what others could not. You were chosen because you can hear what others tune out. You were chosen because the message from God resonates in you at a depth that cannot be faked or forced. And now, as your spiritual awakening expands, you are being called to walk with a courage that honors your purpose. The divine calling requires your yes, not half-hearted, not fearful, not delayed, but a full, bold, faith-filled yes. Chosen one, accept the divine calling knowing that you are not alone. Accept it, knowing that everything you need will be provided. Accept it, knowing that divine protection surrounds you, that divine guidance goes before you, and that divine abundance follows behind you. You are stepping into a season where alignment will be your compass, intuition will be your shield, and faith will be your fuel. Nothing ahead of you is meant to destroy you. Everything ahead of you is meant to reveal who you truly are. This is your confirmation. This is your sign. This is your spiritual activation. The message from God has reached you because you are ready to move differently, think differently, live differently, and believe differently. And you will. You must. Because your light is necessary. Your presence is necessary. Your purpose is necessary. The world is shifting. The spiritual atmosphere is changing, and your awakening is part of that divine movement. Feel the truth settling in your chest. Feel the power rising in your soul. Feel the divine calling vibrating through every part of your being. You are the chosen one. You are guided. You are protected. You are strengthened. And you are entering a chapter where miracles, revelations, opportunities, and breakthroughs will begin aligning with your path in ways you never expected. Nothing is random. Everything is divinely orchestrated. So as this message closes, receive this prophetic blessing with an open and awakened spirit. May clarity flood your path. May courage fill your heart. May peace guard your mind. May divine wisdom guide your decisions. May abundance flow into your life without resistance. May protection surround you on every side. And may every step you take be aligned with the purpose God designed uniquely for you. You are covered. You are chosen. You are rising. And now, chosen one, if this touched your soul, comment 111. Because you know it, you were called. And if your spirit feels aligned in this exact moment, if your heart recognizes this divine truth, comment 777 to signal your connection with the community of chosen ones. Your awakening has begun. Your purpose is alive, your calling is undeniable, and your journey continues from here with power, with faith, and with divine fire.